So namaste everyone, I hope you guys are doing absolutely fine. So in the previous video we created till here. I hope you have watched the part 1 because it doesn't make sense if you are watching directly part 2. Or you can directly watch part 2 as well if you don't need to create it without the joints, right? You don't need to create it with the joints, okay? So what I am doing over here is first I have made holes to the ball joints like this only. Do this when the ball joints are wet. Wet I mean they are smooth. You can just simply put holes like this and then it will be easy for you to work on it. But these will break later on. So we cannot only rely on this. So what I am doing is I have taken another smaller wire like this and I will be circling it over the ball joint like this. You can see, and then later I'll attach it to the other wire as well, like this only, same thing. You can adjust it and you have to bend it too so that it becomes adjustable like this. And I have added glue on the ball joint as well and on the lower side as well so that it sticks over there properly. This will provide a more protection and the joint won't break easily. The glue I have used is Astral Vetra. You guys don't watch full videos and ask which glue is this. I always mention which glue or which material I'm using in the videos. What I'm doing over here is I have just taken some clay and I will make it this shape. This is actually the foot of the Scyther, right? So I will just make this shape and I will make a hole at the top like this. And I will keep this to dry, to harden for around 2 hours. Then it gets completely hardened up. This is not the final shape, by the way. This will just act as a base or as a skeleton to make the actual foot. So I had made 2 like this. I made this before only. And after 2 hours, they were completely hardened up. And now what I will do is add them like this. And then I'll add glue. After adding glue, they will completely stick it like this. Now I can create directly. I can create the foot directly, but that is a little bit troublesome process. You can try it out as well, experience it, and if that works for you, then it's okay. And if not, then you can use this method. So before adding the foot, what I'm doing is I'll just first cover the ball joint like this, so that it looks like a proper ball and it does not, I can say it does the wires that won't be visible later. So I have to make it in this way that the wires are not visible and it also stays strong. Whenever I add clay on this now, the wire that we added like before, it will also be firm over there. It won't get removed later on. But if we add too much force on it, then that might break. So I had also suggested this before, that make a bigger size than what I am making. Same thing I have done for the arms. You can see nothing different, same thing. For the arms, I have just made the wire in L shape. You can see it over there, right? So coming back to the legs, you can see what I have done is, you can see the thigh portion. I don't know what we should call this, is a thigh or something, but you can see over here that has this different design over there, right? Like this first. Why I'm doing this simultaneously, because I'm just adding clay over there and keeping it to dry for 2 hours, and the remaining clay I'm creating back and just focusing back on the arms like this. Now like this, what I'm doing is, this shape you can avoid if you think that this is difficult for you. It is not actually difficult, it's very easy. But if you think that this is something which is difficult, you can try to do it in your way, or you can simply avoid it as well. Keep it as plain circle as well. There is nothing, but this is not that difficult, because looks tricky. It is, I would say the word tricky, like this. Just follow what I am doing, because I don't know how to explain this. I have not had any art education or something. I don't even know how to explain these things. I just take the clay and start making, and like this, because This is the main thing. When you take the clay in your hands, you don't understand how to make these things. All I can do is just share the tricks to make it. But main thing that you will learn is when you take the clay, get used to it, and start making different shapes out of it, and then start making characters out of it. Problem is that people think too much. I am one of them. That we keep on thinking how this will happen, how this will happen. Stop thinking, just take the clay and start working on it, and eventually things will come out. If they don't, break it, make it again. This is how I am learning. This is how we all will learn. So like this. Now this is has been completely hardened. Like this is like after around 2 hours. This is fully hardened. You can see over here. You can get good movement. Now I will add the foot. You can see. Like this I'll add and I'll glue on it. Now okay, this is my technique. This is my method of creating this. You can use your own technique as well. There is no such thing as to use only this technique only. You can take idea from this and you can create your own technique. Depends on how you want to create. You can see it over here what I am doing. I am adding clay. Now the thing is that now you can see you will only understand this why I did this before, like why I created the foot before and then later on I'm adding clay on it. You will only understand that when you try to make it, because if you make it directly the shape will get distorted. But now you can see whenever I press the clay, I can get the shape very easily. But if I go to do it directly, then that will be an issue to get a proper shape. You will only understand this when you make it. Let me know if you have any doubts. You can let me know in the comment section. So I will also press this at the bottom. But what I'll do is I will add some tape at the surface and then I keep it over there like that, so that I can get a proper flat foot over here. You can see I have a tape to this cardboard box, and later on after it is completely ready, you can see over here it will look like this. Also you can see at the heels what I have done is I have added little clay so that it gets lifted up, so that it can stand properly, and it can also get I can also get various poses from it as well. Again, these are the things which you will only understand when you try to make it, because whenever you're creating any character, it is very important, it is very difficult to make them stand on their 2 feet, because we have joints to our action figures, so joints will keep moving and our figures will fall. So whenever we create them properly, they will stand properly like this. You can see. Now coming to the upper part, what I'm gonna do is I will add clay on this wire. We'll try to add as much as thin layer of clay as possible, because that is not that much thick. If you see the images, always keep an image of what you're creating at the side. You can keep it on a mobile, or you can just print it and keep it at the side, or you can sketch it out at home. Now there are various methods to create the blades for the Scyther or for any other character. First thing is that simply add clay on the tape surface, and then you can later remove it like this. Or other thing that I am showing it right now is this is some clay which I had mixed around 1 hour ago. You can see it is a little bit hard, it is not very hard. Now what you can do is just simply place it like this over here, and then you can cut it. Now what I'm doing is just pressing it so that I can get a proper shape, and then what you can do is cut it. Because you got the shape, you can just scissor and you can cut it like this. And once you do that, you can later attach it. Similarly, you can do it downwards as well, like this. This is one of the easiest ways. Another way that is that take a new mixed clay. It is little bit difficult, and then you have to attach it like this. This is a new mixed clay which I am using right now. I just showed you the 3 methods to do this, because whichever you find it easy. I think the first one was the easiest one, where you have to add the clay on a tape surface, then allow it to dry out fully. When you, you give it the proper blade shape, then allow it to dry fully, and then later on add it to the hands. What I am doing is a little bit of a difficult method, but this method gives proper results. It will look better. Now you can see this is how I am cutting it or giving it a proper shape. This can get tricky or difficult at start. Scyther is surely not a very easy character to make, but it is interesting because there are various features which we haven't worked on, which I haven't worked on before. Hence I thought I should create this one. And basically if you see his shape, these all hands and legs are attached to basically ball joints only. So it looks quite accurate. Like this, you can see how I thinned the layers, and this is how I will also try to give the design. This blade has this design, these few lines. You can skip this completely. You can later on give that design via paint as well. No need to do this. Now what I am doing over here is that you can see it is not that smooth. So after around 2 hours, after it's completely hardened, or I'll wait for around 3 hours, and then I am adding some new mixed clay over here like this. Clay is the same thing, Fevicryl and Mouldit. Like this, I will attach it on this, and then I'll rub it, and it will be completely ready. Later on, I also have to do a lot of sanding on this as well. After sanding, it will look more smooth. Blade part can be a little bit difficult at start, but if you're used to this clay, then you can surely do it. There is not nothing that difficult. Now what I'll do is attach the two bodies together now, upper and the lower one. I had disassembled them because it becomes easy for me to work simultaneously on both. Because if they were attached together, it would have been difficult. You can work on it when they are attached together as well. It's not a rule or something. Now you can see basically our body is completely ready right now, and we will begin with the wings work in our next part. So you can see you can stand properly, everything is good. Main thing when you are making an action figure is that it must stand properly. So this part is done good right now. So till then, see you next time with this same creation.